Is this a workshop or are we making some full meeting? I don't remember. This is what I was today.
It's posted in the meeting.
Special meeting, because we're going on stuff today, right? Okay. Well, in that case, we better. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please.
Roger,
Yeah.
Brumman, here, Brady,
Here.
Small,
Here.
Thompson.
Here. Okay, we're gathered here today for the purpose of reviewing budget items, and also we have the business to take care of. In the form of approval of the union contract. Okay.
If I might suggest, if we would like to, we can take care of that right off the bat.
Do it first, that's fine with me.
You want to?
You're going gun ho, right?
Thanks. The contract was ratified by the union on Friday, as we discussed on last Wednesday, there have been no changes. And it would be a recommendation that the board approve the contract as presented. And it's going to be to buy the International Operating Engineers Bargaining Unit.
Support. Moved and supported. You know that? Long one. Okay, any further discussion? Everything the same as what we talked about Wednesday? Okay.
There's some little comments and stuff like that that would be tweaked from the finished product.
Okay. Substantively would be the same.
Yes.
There's no. Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brumman.
Yes, and thank you all for your diligence and your patience going through this.
Thank you
And
for-
Scott also.
Thank you and Scott for your long hours and
Oh, it was
many,
so
many.
fun.
Many,
And
many
thanks to his
meetings.
wife too, because she fixed food for us
Oh, wow.
more than once.
Cool. Did I read it?
Thank you for.
Yeah, that's good. All right. All right, that business being done, moving on, I think the primary issue we're here today is to discuss wages for elected officials and non-union employees. We can start with non-union employees, I think, and one of the things we decide for the 2023 budget is if and how much a raise we're proposing to do for these people.
Which section were you starting with? Sorry.
Non-union
Oh, you said non-union.
employees, yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing non-general.
Oh, all non-union employees for
In the past, it's generally been that, we will do the same as, we got for others. So the union, they were increasing that this year. So that's what we went through and did. I have to get a tissue.
I stole your last one.
Did you?
I did. I haven't used it yet.
that's
And I'm going to bring a box.
That draw all the unions was.
It was to the 212, 214. 214 was what we used as a base. That was 3%.
2% or 3%?
Three.
Just a question, because you said you went back off, you
Well,
did it
it's
based off
under-
the union.
Looking for one.
I just wondered if they were all consistent, if they were just looking at one union in particular.
We look at one union primarily.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, because you don't want to go together.
Well, just for,
I would say there are two differences in the general fund. Substantial differences. One is substantial, one is not substantial. If you all recall, we had an individual that asked for a raise a year or so ago. and said, I will not ask for any more raises for at least 5 years. So we didn't give any raise there.
For 22, we did,
For 23, yeah,
or 23.
for 23, we didn't.
Or 21.
So and obviously, all of these can be changed. And the other one that we did modify was, oh goodness sakes, 265. We upped his, oh, it did not go in at what we suggested. So I don't know what any of the numbers are. That didn't go in as submitted, then
So do these numbers reflect the 3% that we have right
I
here?
don't know.
You don't- Okay,
I thought they did, but they do not.
Nothing was given to me
Yeah.
to
There,
input information. What was given to me was the department requested.
Yeah.
So in 265, that department requested 44,1 on their worksheet. What we have for 2022 is 42,731. What was
Agreed.
input by his department requested was 44,1.
it was my understanding that personnel was asked to go through wages and submit them. We did that, and I see they were not being used, which is fine. They don't.
When
need
were
to be.
they submitted? I never received them.
They were sent to finance as directed. So,
We did all the multiple things.
I never received them, so they were not input.
we were told to send them to finance, we sent them to
Yep.
finance. The end of last week. And,
Well, how would they be inputted if you said at the end of last week, we haven't had a finance meeting, we can talk about it. I haven't seen it, I
we
guess.
didn't know when your finance meetings were, we had no way of knowing that.
September 24th, I got.
September 24th.
I'm looking here,
Book 3 should be it, I believe.
Pardon?
I believe book 3.
September 24th, finance committee received an email.
We can make a copy for you if you would like.
I'll just make sure.
September 24th was a Saturday.
Yeah.
I could please go on Saturday.
Well, I got an email on Saturday. Email September 24th, but this is maybe something else. Let me look. These are funds, non-general fund.
This is at all funds. Couple of minor, like 210 is not done in there. Because we don't have a firm with a contract yet. And I wanted to review 292 and 298 yet.
Did I forward it? Probably not. We got it.
We have not been able to, Jennifer and I have not been able to merge our schedules, make it compatible. And, but we do have a meeting tomorrow morning.
Bear with me.
Doesn't compensate.
Doesn't matter. They're making a decision on-
Because I want. Let's go back.
but it was, yeah.
I want.
Yes, yes. Yes.
And I think you were wrong when you mentioned. Oh, okay, never mind, I thought we went down from the 51, but we didn't. Okay, but that one got raised, but it didn't.
Well,
We talked about it.
Trina's just looking up what those other unions were, just what are the
they're
rest of
high,
them?
much higher.
Are they?
Mhm.
We know that they were much higher. PLC and PO, the two PLCs. behind them.
He's checking FOC. So then if you're gonna base it off of that 3%,
Pardon me?
or if you're basing it off of that 3%, are we going just to all
That's
salaries
done.
that are non-union?
That's, I don't know.
It's
Whatever
whatever
they
they decide,
decide,
that's
that's
whatever they decide. Okay.
So you had the union
Pardon?
in that email as well? The union wages were in that email as well?
The whole.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything, everybody that's a payroll is in here.
Okay.
Not a contract. But a payroll.
Tell Adam that printer ain't working.
Adam. Yeah. I think he's got a jam. Dan says it's not
That's
working.
not working. He just tried fixing it, it's still not working.
The one outside of Troy's office. I
It's
think
fixed
is
now.
working.
I think
And he got the paper jam out.
it's gonna jam it back.
Jam right back up
It's
again.
gonna jam right back up, they say.
It was working.
You got something you want?
And then
That guy was working.
I have
on it.
another question. For the
Then it's not working anymore.
department heads that couldn't request raises, do they get the percentage increase like everybody else? Is my next question.
I think we need to decide what we're gonna do
Correct.
in the story, and then we can go forward from there.
I did receive that email Saturday, Cheryl, I apologize in the report.
What's the goddamn Saturday?
It's working.
If I would have got it, I would have had them in by this meeting before I printed them.
I can hear it.
Paper.
Feeling.
I tried to follow the directions I was given, I'm sorry.
No apology necessary. It's your budget.
Trina, on the health insurance.
Yeah.
Did you go through and adjust those by that 15%?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, that part is done.
Did you that? And they're included in your.
Yes, okay. But if you read that 44 North email, it explains it in more detail with the jail closing, why that hurt us.
Oh.
Closing of the jail, the primary factor. you think?
We lost about 9 employees in that. So,
So
yeah.
that was the primary factor, and then the difference. I knew we were just kind of barely over the magical number. The 50,
Yeah.
but we had little room to make.
We did.
Just not that big a wiggle.
Who do you have third?
Have they funded for it?
That's Teamsters. That is Teamsters. FOC is back. Is this the tab? Yeah, here it is.
Most of the contracts don't just say like 10%, or they just say like. Ours is Teamsters.
1%. Hourly wage rates applicable to these positions include a 1% wage increase for the next 3 years. They got that beautiful place.
What is that? Continuous? An annual. Yeah,
Through
for 3 years.
2023, so it's a 1% or just two
Plus
months
the stipend.
plus that the stipend. So they got 1%
Beautiful.
with the stipend.
4 or 5.
It is like. No, this is FOC.
But I'll have to, is it on it, the export?
Oh.
Is it on the? you forward it? Just and I'll have her.
Yours. Yours are even bigger than mine. Somehow I got them all crammed into one big one.
That's what I was worried about. I'm like, I don't know.
Copy already, I see. I did get that. Copy this. Okay. We'll start at the top, work our way through. So it starts out with the board salaries.
I played with those numbers. And I thought 20,000 could probably go to 19.5, might be able to go to 19, but us to 19.5. But that was just, we did not look at that. When we looked at that, we just did a continuation.
Continuation of what we have right now. Yeah. Which personally I'm fine with. Everybody else wants to chime
We
in.
need to balance the budget by $500 to get up there.
All right.
So. First of all, you opened this up, I'm talking about non-union employees, now we're gonna go by this sheet. Is that-
Oh, my bad, that's.
Well, no, I'm just asking.
Yeah, we can go by this, just don't talk about the elected officials yet, just leave it on you. So, well, actually, you don't need, we need, go through this line by line.
No,
We just need to say, are we gonna go 3% for all the non-unions?
let's get this off there, I'll make a motion and then 3% pay raise for non-union employees.
Second.
Open discussion.
I would like to make an amendment to that if I may,
Yes.
and that is for,
Oh, yeah, with the exception of.
the,
Equalization.
building and grounds,
Oh, there's two, build it, well,
265.
yeah, that one we raised up. But the 257, we kept the same. 101, 257. 703.
All right. The motion on the table is 3% across the board.
Instead of trying to muddle the motion, why don't we talk, make that, vote on that motion there, and then if we have
Modify
to,
those individuals.
then, yeah, then you're gonna have individuals and you gotta talk about separately. Doesn't need to be in that same motion, but, so.
I won't exclude anything we do different, probably, you know. we
So
vote
3%
specifically.
right now for all non-union.
Right,
Then if
That's
you're
what it
gonna
is right now.
tackle each department individually, make a
Yes.
separate motion.
Yes, that's what I think. That's what I personally think.
okay. So 3% in general, just to cover everything. All right,
Unless otherwise noted.
unless otherwise noted, okay, fine. Any other discussion? Okay, let's do roll call.
Brumman,
May I have a question, please?
Yep.
Could you read the motion?
3% increase for all non-union.
No.
Exception is that we do this and we do something different, now it's contradicting motions.
Well,
Because you
if
said
we were to
all,
say- if we were to say unless otherwise noted, I'm fine with that.
okay.
But-
Well, let's move this one down then and start.
As the motion reads, I'm going to vote no.
Okay, continue roll call, please.
Gothier,
Yes.
Brady,
No,
Small,
Yes.
Thompson,
No.
okay, motion fails. The new motion is to do a 3% raise for all non-elected or for non-union. A non-union 3% raise excluding elected officials and deputies. And also as Noted.
to a note.
You okay with that?
Support.
Who is supported? Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, who was the first? You, Adam?
Me, yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Gothier.
Yeah.
Small,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we carry on, unless we find something that's different.
So you'll see,
Let's focus on non-union at this point,
okay,
and the ones that are noted are the,
well, all of 130 will need to be adjusted. The figures are in what you were sent.
why don't you go into order?
Well,
First-
130 is right behind 101, so.
well, in 101 though, we have to say that. The equalization director salary is gonna remain the same. As
Yeah.
agreed. Right?
Mhm.
We're not gonna-
We're staying in Fund 101. 101, 101 is you, 101, 130
Okay,
is
we're saying
is
it
what
wrong.
she's saying.
Okay, so the 130 is the next one down, and that 101, 130 is the one she, Carolyn is saying needs to be.
I thought we were,
Sorry, my bad.
that's okay. I thought we were in general fund, so.
And
Well, what do you, first of all, what do you do with 101, 101? You're gonna
leaving
keep the
that-
commissioner's
leaving that the way
salaries
it
the
is.
same?
That's same as it was
Really?
22.
You guys are really gonna do that?
You're dealing with non-union right now.
Right,
They're
We're not talking
looking-
about elected officials.
They're not
yet.
looking at elected
Oh.
officials or contracts.
Okay.
so we're starting at 101, 130.
There we go.
Okay, and that's the one that you have meetings with Jennifer.
Yes, what you see on your list is all, as you can see easily, is all 2%. The 3% figures were mailed to you, emailed to you, obviously, unfortunately, on the day that I was the only one that, but anyway. I have those figures, I can read them to you if you want. They are 1% higher than what you see there. Because if we're going with 3%, they are
For
9.
some reason, Jennifer did her budget with 2%.
Oh, I see.
With the exception of
Separate.
the
The judge. We have no
the
control.
district court probation officer. You have it lower, she has it higher.
Right.
Twenty 22 was 41,538, and you have it at 41,061.
Right, you're right. We've got,
What happened? there?
That is why I've been trying to meet with her, and our schedule just has not. That's what I sent out in my thing that said, I'm sorry, we have not been able to get up both of our schedules, but we do have them together tomorrow.
Yeah, but if we're saying that all non-union employees are gonna be 3%, then we just let Jennifer redo her 2023 budget with 3%.
And that's what we have, yes.
That's what's
What-
out there.
I mean, if that's what we
That's
would
what-
agree with,
so
then
you
the only
we
thing
don't
we
have
were,
to do.
we were giving her a chance to explain if there was another reason for something higher than the 3%.
Oh, I see.
She's moved somebody
Some
and
kind,
modified their responsibilities, and they may be over into another fund.
These,
That's what we're
No,
confirming.
they don't match with what the amended is. Our amended, the amended that's in the general ledger right now does not match with your amended. Is what I'm trying to get across here. For example, if you take this cute little ruler I gave you. And go to 101, 130, 703, 006, the probation officer is 41,538. For the amended budget. And you have it as 39,866. That's what I was trying to say, it's a different number. She requested 42,369, that is correct.
Right.
And now you've recommended 41,061.98, which is less than what that position is making right now.
Right.
You are correct, and that's one of the things we will look at tomorrow. When I meet with them.
Okay, but for the sake of, starting to have some budget numbers to work with, is there any value to just doing 3%? Right now, or wait until after tomorrow?
They're non-union,
Right.
Yeah, we're not union.
so
Just do the
to add
3%.
3% to the
existing,
2022.
and then- Okay,
Yeah,
but personnel, absolutely talk to Jennifer and get some reasoning for something different, that's absolutely, okay. And then the clerk's office. Treasurer, okay, so salary, not equalization, department head. Will not change, which is good here. But we also, okay, no, look at. So,
There was a request put in by the department head.
yeah, it was.
But when he requested, but he also had requested with a letter a few years ago or a year ago that said that he wouldn't request any further. Raises.
And there's some confusion, I think, on that, because at the time that the letter was done, I think his understanding was that he couldn't ask for a raise,
Okay,
but to make the same amount of money for 5 years straight with no increase, and not get the percentage. He didn't know that he wasn't gonna get what everybody else was getting for 5 years straight with no raise. He knew that he couldn't come and ask for any more, which I also as well think that's John's understanding too. Is that he can't come and ask for any more of a raise. But then didn't know that he wasn't gonna be getting what the percentage increase that everybody else was getting. So last year, every single person in the building got a raise but 2.
We have no problem with number 53.5.
no,
53.5 is 7%.
That's what's down.
Where you at?
But like, everybody's just
Okay.
throwing numbers in there.
no, 3%, we don't care about totals, 3% is
3%.
3%. I don't,
Makes it 51.5.
I don't like it, but you know, it is what it is, like that, my understanding was different from theirs, but I'm not gonna argue with it. So that being said, then John would be eligible 3%.
right,
If that's the case, then I don't think we need to talk about this anymore. Those are the only two that I was worried about.
well, you might want to, just because I know it's a lot, right, the next one down on this page.
Yeah, 265.
We went from there to there, which is more than the 3%, because we felt he was underpaid for department heads.
Let's talk about Williams County. Didn't we increase Dave's like 5,000 year and a half ago or something?
I don't-
We're getting 42.7 this year.
I know, but we raised them up like a year and a half ago, like $5,000, I think. Well, yeah, we gave them some.
It was just-
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh?
Give them a raise when you give the deputies a raise,
And that-
Okay.
and then you talk about a percentage increase for them.
Well, he's at 42. I mean,
He requested 40.
It's
I
right
think
here,
it's
you
right,
can
he
kind of what we
requested
think is right,
44.
he's at 47.30.
Well, it's projected.
So I want to get that motion.
I'm-
Wait a
I'm
minute, I have
a
it.
bit paid for everything.
Okay,
No, I don't. Thank you.
let's do this. I have a suggestion. But it's gonna tie him into elected officials. And go with the same vein as why we were at 42,731. Right, when we came in the last one here, so. Is there anybody else in non-union that we need to discuss?
Don't be silly.
Okay, so. With that being said, and this his. That will tie into this conversation, so. For elected officials. There's been some big increases for department heads. Throughout the county. And some other elected officials and the clerk, treasurer, and register of deeds has been kind of, in my opinion, been, falling behind in compensation. So I'm thinking that we can help buildings and ground department head by this, so just bear with me here, and we might write this down without a lot of copies, because my thing is gonna mess up. I had a whole different scenario figured out, but it's not gonna work. But anyway, so for the registered deeds, county clerk, and the treasurer, $53,200 for their salary. With that being said, beginning of the year, we had a discussion. I think we even had a motion that said that the deputies are gonna make $7,000 less than the elected official. There's a motion out there somewhere that says that. So if that being said, then the deputies for those same departments would be at 46,200. And I'm thinking that we could put the buildings and grounds department head the same as that 46,200, because it's kind of in line with what we did at the beginning of the year. This is my opinion. This is what I'm talking about. I'm one person.
What is the percentage increase?
I don't. It is well, right now it's 49.
But you can go to 52.5.
3.5, I'm gonna say.
Adam, is that a motion?
No,
No, I said the motion.
I'm discussing right now.
They did it as a motion,
We did, yeah, we did that $7,000 differential from deputies to.
but you also included the number for 23 in that motion last year when you agreed on the budget.
Okay. The percentage is 49.2.
8.7%.
There we go, the 8% raise. This is based on discussions with those department heads and finance, me and Dan. And just kind of the history of how things have been going, because you know, even some non-general fund positions have been getting some pretty good boost ups. So
Just trying to bring them in line closer with other counties also.
yeah, because if you look at where we live in the scale of other counties, for 2021, we're the bottom of the, well, we're just about the bottom of the barrel. We're one away from the bottom of the barrel. From all counties that are kind of equal to our population.
Who's the bottom, just like
Montmorency.
If you would keep that philosophy in place, we welcome that philosophy that we shouldn't be at the bottom or next to the bottom. But then let us go specifically to the building and grounds and ask that that be considered towards the 50. We're willing to back off of the 50, maybe a 49 or 48.5. He is extremely diligent in his task. He's very knowledgeable, but he's not knowledgeable, and he gets the knowledge. He has a good relationship with many of the contractors that he works with. And he does work on weekends when it's needed. Now, it's not needed as much as John's. I certainly acknowledge that. But also, Dave's can't be done from his home. John's can. Frequently, not always. So I would consider some portion of 49 thing.
These three.
Yeah.
Elected officials, these three,
Those are deputies, yeah.
and this building grounds.
Well, then my initial
Yeah, I
suggestion
know.
was make it the same as that, as the deputy, yeah.
So we talk about, I'll make a motion that we increase the elected officials, treasurer, clerk, and register deeds to 53,500 salary per year,
53.5.
53.5, is that what you said? 53.2? I'm having trouble hearing on that
Sorry.
here.
I will speak louder.
And then, we would increase the deputies of the treasurer, clerk and register of deeds to 46,200. And with our building and grounds head, department head, we would increase his salary to also 46,200.
Could you inch that up another 1,000 at least?
That's my motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion is, yeah, so. There are some members that want to see that higher for the buildings and grounds. Anybody else? Have more to say about that? Or there people?
I think we're missing on out on a good thing.
Sure, but it's two more than what he requested and.
He requested a percentage because he believed it was a percentage that everything requested.
I just think it's
I mean,
appropriate. Dave's a good guy, but we have a lot of good employees. They all work really hard and, I know I can't look back, but I think if we look back and what Dave was making in 2019, he's substantially $7,000-8,000 higher now at least in the last 3 years. So I think that's,
doing $9,000 to $10,000 better work.
that's just my motion.
Okay, that's the motion. Any other comment? Let's do a roll call. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 seconds. You do, okay, yeah, roll call, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman,
No,
Gothier.
Yes,
Motion carries. That takes care of non-union and some of the elected officials, but we have other ones. I don't know what, for example, do we have for the prosecutor's office? We set that or is that?
You
Court
said
set.
that. There's no extra. The prosecuting attorney turned in a request with a 5.45 increase for himself. His position.
Is it for 5.45?
I was looking for his deputy at 17%.
No,
Or
that's a
it's-
union employee.
And that's a union employee.
Oh, that's a
so
union.
He can't,
He
at this
can't
point,
do
do
that.
that.
So what,
Well-
in her union, what is she getting?
that may not be a union position.
I thought-
Another month or two down the road.
Well, it is right now, for our budget. purposes.
Trina, do you have Teamsters?
He was at this and he requested this.
And I don't know what year she's at.
He's at her 6th year.
And he got 8%.
No,
7% last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3% would be. about $28,000.
I don't get it.
25, 50, about $2,600.
Yeah.
So we put them up, 88%, 90.
87, 90.
She would be there.
67.
I'm open to suggestions here.
I'm okay with the 90. That's proposed.
That's what I want to look at other.
She would be- 2023, she's at the bottom of her
I
scale.
don't remember who it is. but it was on the side.
Yeah.
Just maybe this is not run out and again.
She went down.
But she also is 18 inches straight.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, they're doing 40 hours.
Here's the president.
1920.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
He's got one.
So we don't necessarily have to make a motion about this, do we? Because we just,
80
no, yeah, we do, because we're not using this as a template.
But we're trying to get to the numbers so they can
Yeah.
get together.
I was gonna say that.
So,
The 40 hours.
yes.
I will move that the prosecuting attorney's salary for 2030, I'm sorry, 2023 be set at $90,000.
Motion. Second. Moved and seconded, any other discussion?
Who was the second? I'm sorry.
Bill. Okay, no discussion, let's do roll call.
Gothier,
Yeah, yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady,
I hate to race all the teams. Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
Her budget, the secretary comes to 42,994.
So with the union?
Yes.
Oh, she's still getting substantial.
Mhm.
Okay.
So who's left? Commissioners? Who else do we set the,
Commissioner. What was the-
there was some sentiment earlier on to talk about commissioners' wages. The current, per commissioner, I believe, is 40. What is commissioner wage right now? I believe it's 400.
44.
The 4,400.
40 years. Yeah, 40.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's so minimal.
$34.
Yeah, it's so minimal.
What is it?
$334.
What
Well, taking away all your producers.
taxes and stuff.
I think he's.
No, what is our
384.
base pay?
44 something.
44.
It's like 4,400.
Stephanie,
Yeah,
do you know what commissioner's base salary is?
Tina,
Like 4,400 a year, $334.
yeah, Tina can, yeah, let me, can you call Tina?
Type the numbers just so we have it. And then the chair gets more.
You can tell we're in for the money here.
Well,
We don't even know what we're making.
and I think the Sherman's at $700 or $800 more. for the five.
yeah, we do. And it's 5.
I'm not saying 800. I want to see my, no,
Wow, you're in big money.
45, 66, 40,
What
45, 66, 40.
is that?
That sounds about right.
The basic commissioner, the low light.
The low light.
Okay.
So what
45,
is Adam said?
45.
Let's be clear, the chairman's.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will. say.
Chairman.
Chairman Adams, what is Chairman?
Bill will tell you. It's like $5,004 or something like that, it isn't that much. More. Maybe it's just, I don't remember, she's finding out, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we know we're in the $4,500 range, right? So
Well,
I'm open to, what do you guys want to do? Yes, sorry.
I move to have the commissioners annual salary and for them remain as it was on 2022.
Okay, we have a motion for that. Support, moved and supported.
I think the per diem part, Dan and I just came from a meeting that I was being paid $50 maybe for half a day.
I've always wondered too on ours where we have $60 for a full day and 35 for
You
a
want
half day,
that
by half day.
yeah, go ahead.
43, 42. And then Adams is $5,005.
43, 42, $5.
This is 5 even?
$5,005.
Oh, I want to be sure we get that $5.
You take that out.
Well, I think first of all, we talked about the wage, then there's per diem, we talked about too, but I can only tell you guys that, I mean, I really enjoyed being here and I have mixed emotions about leaving, but it's this time I gotta leave, but it's ridiculous what we're getting paid and what I've seen ever since I've been here for 5 years is, oh, we'll just keep it the same, this, we're saving the county money, the taxpayers' money. That is such a bunch of BS. I mean, there is the amount of work that we're doing and that the commissioners should be doing, and a lot of what we're doing it is astronomical to what we're getting paid. And if our taxpayers can't afford to pay the commissioners, it's not a lot more, but some more, it's just ridiculous. To keep it the same is just slapping your guys' face as far as I'm concerned. Because it's so meaningless, it's stupid. And, you know, granted, the day and age of people coming here and volunteer to do this job because they really care is long gone. It just, that isn't gonna happen anymore. And if you're gonna get people to run for this position, be confident, be able to do a good job, you're gonna have to increase it. And they're gonna have to increase it more than what I would think we need to increase it right now. But this needs to be increased. Otherwise, you better get an administrator in here, because the commissioners cannot do it. And you're not gonna find competent people to do it with this kind of wage.
Are you promoting? I don't mean you're promoting, but are you addressing in your recent, your comments a moment ago, are you directing those towards the base pay or the premium or both?
Well, I think basement, I'm just talking about basement right now. I mean, I think per diem needs to be addressed too, because we go like, I mean, I'm on 3 different boards and 2 of them are $50 per diem, you know. But I think wages, first of all. I mean, the health insurance sure is a big deal. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, to me, it's just ridiculous, you know, and I'll tell you, I'll never vote to keep it the same, but that's what you guys vote for, fine and dandy, but. People can holler and scream if we raise it, because I'll be gone.
I don't disagree with you, but, and the other side of the coin is, and you really hit the nail on the head. You get what you pay for to a strong degree. You can have somebody that decides to do it for the fun of it. You don't want that person on. I mean, whether they can win an election or not. Pardon? It's probably good. And we just gave, I think it's fair to say, substantial raises. 3% is not to be sneezed at.
No, with the way inflation's going, it's kind of a bare minimum, but we had to do something. To do something better than what we did before. That's good.
Certainly there can be a new motion that overrides.
Well, let's see about keeping it the same here and see what happens.
What do you do?
We'll do a vote.
Oh, okay.
Thompson,
No,
Small,
No,
Brady,
Yeah, I'm for keeping the same.
Drummond,
I know how he's going to say. If I vote yes, he'll vote no.
Go out there.
No.
Okay, so Mr. Brown here,
Well, last year we got 3% with everybody else, or whatever the raise percentage was for non-unions,
It was 1%.
whatever it was, I know we got something.
well, okay, that's.
I don't even think we did.
That's true. I didn't.
I don't think
we
it
did
did.
either.
No.
Now you said with the
It's
exception.
kept the same.
Do we?
It's been kept the same ever since I've been here. And you could probably go back 15
Yeah,
years.
you're probably right, it's probably changed.
10 years. it's just, years.
I feel like.
They are gonna give us, yes, that's correct.
Any proposals?
I'll make a proposal, that the commissioner's base pay be changed to 5,342. And the chairman be changed to 6,005. It's $1,000 increase, which is $20 a week. That's still ridiculous, but it's
Second one.
6,500.
$1,000 raise. basically.
$1,000 raise for each one.
53, what was it?
5,342 is the figures, it's $1,000 to
Get
whatever.
rid of the 42, it's a pain in the neck.
45 to 50 to 5,500 and 5,500 and 6,200. 5,500 for commissioner, 62 for chairman.
Well, that's I am chairman. Would be somebody else. Mary.
Did you get my second set?
Oh, I'll second.
I
Terry got second. All right.
mean,
I
it's
did
not,
that.
Motion is seconded. All right, any other discussion?
What, did you do anything with per diem?
no,
Okay.
this is just the wage.
Okay, let's go.
Gothier,
Yes,
Brumman,
Yes,
Brady,
No,
Small,
Yes.
Thompson.
yes, motion carries.
and I'd like to make a motion that we raise the commissioner per diem to $50 half day and $80 for the 80, 50 and 80.
I'm gonna say this like this, but would you consider also putting travel time on that?
That's
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, let's leave, leave this, that's my motion.
Motion on it, I'll second. This one I'm.
Is this specific to the commissioners or is it per diem for the county? Because last year you said it as a county rate, I believe.
Did we? So everybody had that?
was this, I didn't hear per diem said, I'm
said
sorry, I didn't hear
fif-
mileage said.
No, it's
No,
not,
we're not
no,
doing
just
that. That's a whole other topic.
I wasn't asking about mileage, I was asking about per diem being set for the commissioners or for
His motion was just
the
commissioner.
county.
okay, so. Are the other is, I guess I'm naive to. Rest of the county gets
You got the
$30.
library, you've got 911,
They get 35.
you've got.
Jury, canvassers,
But
veterans, there's a bunch, yeah. You
So
said-
everybody was that.
But then, I mean, 911 library have their own boards, right? They,
But you set the per diem rate for the county.
That's what commissioners get right now, 35 to 60.
I think it was the same all the way across the board.
well, it's the same all the way across the board.
That's voted for, that's why I asked if this was specifically for the commissioners or was it for countywide?
We did it just for commissioners to be on. I don't.
I was trying to avoid that.
Uh,
I was
I know-
trying to avoid.
know you-
that.
It's been 35 and 60 since I started here, and that's
Well,
5 years. So it's not out of line to have everybody get a little boost on their
Yeah.
budget's gonna look like a nightmare anyway, so we might as well
well, I don't,
start here.
I don't know of another meeting. Does anybody else go to a meeting where your per diem is less than $50? I mean, that for me, the ones I go to is $50. But
at least,
yeah, there's probably more. The ones I go to are 50.
everything.
So-
But I think
So the motion,
is, let me rephrase my motion.
Okay.
Make a motion that the county per diem goes to 50 a half day and 80 a full day.
80 full day, okay. And who seconded that first time?
Sorry.
Same second. County premium 50 and 80. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thompson,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Gothier.
Yes.
Brumman.
yes,
That's a budgetary item.
Okay, so Terry is starting to get in on is that historically, and I don't know if this is company-wide or I mean countywide, but if you do travel, commissioners don't collect travel out unless they leave the border of the county, and it
Right.
starts at the border of the county, right?
Right.
Is that only commissioners? Because I know it's not only commissioners, but I know that like the Veterans Boards guys turn in their stuff and just from home to the meeting and back, right? I mean, that's what I see on the,
Yeah, veterans against mileage, I think library, I mean, whatever is
Parks, parks at one time, that's my wish. I don't know.
probably everybody does.
Yeah,
I think it was a
okay.
thing that was set up by commissioners. At some point to say that it's just
Well-
left on the line.
the commissioners follows the concept of your point of employment, which would be the county building, but if you're home, you wouldn't drive from your home to the county building just to chalk that up. You would leave from your home and your mileage would be, now, let's say you go to Alpena. and it's a morning meeting, and you come back to the county building to work in the afternoon, your mileage would be from home to the Alpena to the county building. Is what I've always done in my understanding of it.
Right now, there's no mileage for inside the county.
Right. Not the commission.
I've never been paid for inside the county.
Never, I have, going way back,
Well, she would have been here.
yeah.
Well,
you
I
were.
was,
Well, let's put it this way, there were some that lived close enough, they never put in for it, but. Yeah. My
I'm
first
20
time,
miles,
well, I
so
was gonna say,
I
when I
was,
was a commissioner in '84, we got paid mileage. 2 meetings,
you're the only one that I know of, that got paid for.
everybody else that was on that board except you and me is dead, so we can't do that. I wasn't- I'm sorry. Unless we start thinking. some
What
real-
the board dropped me to do, it said you do not get mileage if you drive within the county.
I know when I was, that was the rule of thumb.
That's what's thinking, I'm not asking so much for that as time factor in there. Okay, I'm saying travel, this is what they brought up at several other outfits, okay, or groups that we're going to. They brought up that if you travel, okay, let's say an hour, 2 hours to a meeting, that's part of your time figured towards a full meeting or a half day meeting. So that's the fact.
That's what memory does, because I'm a 2 hour, almost a 2 hour drive one way. So our meeting's 2.5, 3 hours, but not two and a half hours. So from their perspective, I got 2 hours over, 2 hours the meeting, and 2 hours home, so it's 6 hours. So from their perspective and the way they interpret it, right, wrong, interpret, that's a full day.
That's what it is.
They look at it as a full day. Now, if I lived in Otsego County and came to the meeting at 10 o'clock and went home at 12 or 12:30, they would say half day. I would say if they do it the right way, that's the way.
So are we doing anything with this or even saying, or
Well, I think there's a thing to think about. I think elected commissioners going to the township meetings and all that, that's kind of what you're elected at. For a commissioner to come to the county building for to scheduled or for our scheduled board meetings. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
I don't think you get paid everything, but I think you could get paid mileage for,
I would disagree with you because you're going to your place of business. And the IRS says you don't get paid to go to your place of business.
Is it your place of business though, when you're going to meetings per se?
You were appointed for that position.
yeah.
You accepted that position, that you would
True.
be
If it's in the
responsible
county,
for that meeting.
there's no mileage payment from my perspective.
I'm sorry, what? No, that's all right. This is not, say, this is more conversation than.
It's good conversation.
Whether you disagree.
Maybe a policy that you want to work on because you do have policies and procedures.
we should look into that, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe that's.
Pull up the whole per diem thing and how it works, and there's kind of something similar. And how mileage works and everything, yeah, there should be a policy work on it, for sure.
Okay.
What's that leave? That
That's
leaves
another
us-
flag in the policy book.
That leaves us,
Contract,
non-generals and
contract.
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 What do you represent in this contract?
Yeah,
Building department? You had, that was mentioned earlier,
yeah.
when you said you would work on contracts later. Repeating what we said during your
I think there was,
opening line. Open statement.
Well, the building department,
We just
she's
gave
the
those guys
union,
a raise.
so she's gonna get whatever the union rate is.
the contractor guys, they just got a raise.
Well, you have the emergency manager, how long is that contract? I mean, have you looked into the contract?
Emergency manager, we have to look at.
Emergency services manager is, that's just a position. That's
Yeah.
not like, that's not a. I'm not aware with a contract.
You always
Right
had one
there.
with Buffy, you had one, you don't have one with your new
Bucky, that was
emergency.
the only job that she had.
I
You're
understand,
right, you did. I'm not aware of a
so
contract.
you did not have,
Do you have a contract?
I do not. Buffy was a contracted employee. I'm an hourly or salary. however you want to look at it.
Part of the salary.
so that was, well, there's a difference between a salaried employee and an hourly employee.
True.
Right.
And you have that established, and that would be something you'd want to look at, as well as your other contracts that you have, like the housing.
We put it in at the 3% and what we.
Okay,
I believe.
well, if it's a salary, well, okay. That's fine.
So emergency manager position, so
It's
that would
done.
be. Less 3% you put in,
Yeah.
Well, we did everybody else.
Yep.
So to speak, everybody else.
so that leads to question some other non-generals, right, like,
210, we left completely out at the point that we were doing this, and the contract is not ratified.
cause we got, like, Jeff Brackett,
Well, he's got his own board. Though. He's-
He's got his own board.
that they said it's, you're right. They recommended anyway.
That's what they said, but then you changed just one number.
249, we got at 3720. And the part timer we put in at 3128.
Is that just the 3%?
In there.
Well, no, part timer just
Oh,
out because the amount that they had was a little more provided for considerably more hours than was believed that were needed. We did increase the hourly. I think, but they had like 300 hours or something. And we're talking with Carrie, she said, she doesn't, Carrie recommended we provide for 225 hours at $13.90. And she's not union.
Yeah.
Part-time.
Yeah. It's, okay.
MIDC is all contractual.
Well, hold on, so we have to. We have to apply a percentage to that then, so the fund two. Well, no, that would just be 3%,
Not necessarily.
well, not necessarily, but let's,
Okay.
so fund, the 249 fund is the
Yeah.
building department.
Yeah, building budget. She's teacher, or whatever. you do.
She's not union.
She's doing it. She's okay. Harry's teacher.
Oh,
It's
okay,
good.
what are we talking, oh, the soil erosion part.
No, the part-time part we're talking about. She has a part-time person come in when she has some take off.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Okay. Soil erosion is just 5 hours, what she gets paid for 5 hours.
And it got the same percentage of the union.
Yeah.
I mean, it is union.
Yeah. it's union.
So for the sake of entering, for these guys keeping track, so the line. 371,708,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right
right
here.
here. Yeah, that's what the.
3148.
Yeah,
so then Stephanie and Cheryl. For the fund 249, 371,708. The part-time. We budgeted at $3,128.
Correct.
she's got it.
$3,128.
Yes,
Well, we don't have a building department budget yet. So
No,
that should be included in.
I, she sent me a thing today that she didn't get it. I might have made a mistake forwarded to her, so I have to get it to her.
Okay.
But she'll have it for Wednesday. She's probably gonna be calling it.
Oh.
all right, what else we got? 911 is, Jeff, that's up by them, library is them, 272 is them, dark court, You gotta talk to Jennifer about 292 and 274,
And 298.
298.
And
Okay.
I don't know,
They just need to turn it in. It
we
should
did
be
not
on here.
get a figure for Tony, because we didn't know if there's four of us setting that, we didn't know what.
Well, the board came with the recommendation last year and we approved it. We, yeah,
Took it, and we-
but he just took a big raise last year. If they come back with something again, they have to come out. They're gonna have to come back to either us before the end of the year, or you guys have the first year.
Yeah.
But that's something to be,
Well, as I said, we didn't offer him.
No.
Because we didn't know.
no. Well, he would 3%.
That's, I'd say
You
3%.
can put 3% to it.
Only if you go back to Dave's and go. do the four.
I don't think you have a choice. I don't think you have a choice in going.
You gotta come to the library to get their, push them against.
Well, there will maybe be something else, probably.
No, but it's not gonna happen.
But it's something about.
Tony, if you do the 3%, Tony should be 49,440.
Yeah.
If you do the 3%.
Yeah, it's still 9 employees. These employees.
So Tony, Atkinson would also get 3%,
In
Is that on your list?
No,
296.
Okay.
No, it's not in here.
she just left it blank. She just left it at the 48, but you gotta put 3% on it.
Well, the comment is there a recommended figure from their
Three
board?
percent. Well, we'll see what they
We
come
haven't
back
seen
with.
one yet.
Everybody got 3%.
If they come back with more, if they come back asking for more, that would be.
Who else? What does that leave?
911.
Don't know.
She's,
That's
they-
Oh, what are we gonna do about the sheriff?
but their board is talking to them.
I thought it was well said.
Traditionally, the undersheriff 1,500 above the top
Sorry, 20.
lieutenant, not lieutenant.
So,
Sergeant.
So under sheriff gets what his union contract says, and then the,
Yeah, he's out of union.
okay,
You take the union
They get
top,
top new person and then they get,
So
each
much
one
above
gets
that.
$1,500.
the sheriff gets right like that. Yeah.
And those were reviewed.
the union top sergeant position,
and these numbers were reviewed by personnel, right? And that's what these are here. Yep.
and it's 1,500 to the undersheriff and another 1,500
For the sheriff.
for the sheriff. Now, one of the things that we had a conversation about was establishing them at a percentage on an ongoing basis. That's an option. Many places apparently do that. I was not aware of that, but I was educated that that does happen. And so it's something we may want to consider.
That's a percentage over. Percentage above what the
The top
others are.
So it wasn't compared with what was entered and requested, so this is a different set of instances.
Yeah, where they request. Put it there.
63, 611. And 63, 198. Or that, I'm sorry, that's what was Carolyn's, on Carolyn's recommendation. This was 63, 611. They requested 1.6 and 1.7% increase.
Oh, wow.
And Carolyn's is 15 above the highest.
But
above
if
the
you,
sergeant.
but we have that whole equation that says you have to be 15 above the highest sergeant. Is that what this is?
That's, I have no idea.
Yeah.
This is what he turned in, so I'm assuming Carolyn said they had conversations.
Where your
He
highest
must not have,
salary was at 16,700.
he must not have
That's
had this
16,700.
information before he started his thing in. I'm guessing.
I know, but if he has, if there's a mistake in here, that he's gonna come back and ask for more. Because that's happened a couple years ago, was, well, we're supposed to be 1,500 above this, 1,500 above that. We
Well,
weren't
if this
there.
is the appropriate amount, and this is what you guys have determined, then that's what's gonna be.
Yeah.
entered.
Yeah,
I'm just saying-
63.2 would be the undersheriff,
Excuse me?
No, wait a minute. Yeah.
64.7 would be the sheriff.
Well, that's something where-
She's got an answer. Do you want to? Right now. Yeah.
But if you take what he submitted, which is the top two numbers are, the sheriff was making 60, go to the undersheriff, but 62,081. If you take this number, which is. Right, look at here,
No,
this is the sheriff right here.
This is the sergeant right here.
The-
50
Look at this undersheriff,
for 2020, right?
he's
Got
got
61.
57,720
This
undersheriff,
is for-
or top deputy, excuse me. Right?
Okay.
If
This
you-
year,
This year, then if you
Yeah.
take that and you add 1,500 to it, would be his,
I'm going to the top
I'm slobbering.
sergeant. So this is their contract, 1/1/2023. The top sergeant is gonna be at 58,760, not 61.
Yeah, why the hell is that? Yeah.
Is there another raise in there that you were talking about?
No, their raise was that 1% into their defined contribution.
So those figures that he submitted are wrong.
what it looks like.
So what is it supposed to be for top sergeant? 58 what?
58,760.
So with that being said,
He's wrong there.
undersheriff is at 6260.
Well, that's what is on the bulk sheets.
I'm sorry, say it again, 50 what?
60,260 would be undersheriff, that's $1,500 plus that. Did I do that wrong? Okay. And 61,760 is $1,500 more than that. He was asking for,
Are these his? I don't even know. what
That's
he asked for.
62 already.
That's right here.
yeah, what's going on with this? The sheriff's at 6263. Doesn't make any sense. So these numbers aren't right, the 61,698.
That's what it looks like so far.
Yeah,
So I can-
he's coming in at.
How did we go up to 61?
Except for these ones.
These are what Scott submitted, right? These numbers?
In the
Yeah.
big.
In the big one.
In the big book.
Yeah,
This is
right.
what the personnel came up with. out of
Yeah,
the
right.
contract.
Well, I mean, Scott,
But they match for the most
are
part.
those? First of all, is he correct on this 2022, what he's getting paid this year?
Those were all corrected when we went through the last change with the budget.
So then the sergeants are, if they increased to 58,760, they're only getting like they're getting like a 2%. They're not even getting a 2%, like 1.5%
Right, they're getting
raise.
1% plus they're getting a portion of their retirement put into the retirement. That was what was
Okay, so
negotiated.
then,
What we were just told was negotiated for the contract.
so then if the sergeants are going to 58,760, then the undersheriff and elected sheriffs salaries are actually gonna be lower than what they were this year. If they're gonna be only 1,500 higher, is that what it is? Undersheriff's 1,500 higher than the bigger deputy.
Yep, and another 1,500 on top of that is what it's
We can
supposed to
make
be.
the sheriff at 3,000.
So that's actually less than what they've made this year, though. That's my point, is something's not right.
I would agree something's not right.
That's why
Yeah, I hear you. Something's not right. You see this? Trina, did you see, you got this sheet?
What's up? No, I don't have that one.
Is what, look, this is what Scott is making this year, there's undersheriff.
Mhm.
The deputies are, the top sergeant's going to 15,760.
I can adjust it.
So they're getting a little bit of a raise, but then if you put the 1,500 on top of that, the undersheriff's gonna be making less,
They're saying
and the sheriff's gonna be making
I'm
less
just saying.
in 2023 than they are in 2022.
I sat down with him and helped him
If you
with
take
his
that
benefits, but I don't know exactly how we calculate.
For the deputy.
Yeah, we're gonna have
that's
that.
why we
51%.
asked for the personnel,
And then
they were going through the
1,500
contract
to it.
to do those particular
That's up to
individuals.
Yeah.
63,
Shoot, 'cause they were the ones that negotiated, so they had all the.
Which is what we came up with over
we
here.
left it over there.
Okay, 63,198. Then they had another 1,500 for that. They come out with 54.
So that's you.
So this is taking that number
But aren't they all?
and adding the
Yeah.
1,500.
The
That number's wrong, okay.
plan officers, that's what I said.
Well, what's wrong number?
Is that what you started?
So somebody, yeah.
Oh, you just never changed the tag to say POLC. Gotcha.
Well, like I said, if we're on the same page, it's wrong number.
So as we reevaluated it in a day, right?
So we've got the courts and the sheriff.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that it for elected officials in our non-districts?
I think that's pretty good. Definitely health insurance.
So if that's it for wages for now, so we get some more info.
What are they gonna do? What's that?
Then, what's next? Health insurance.
You got health insurance information.
Over here.
Jennifer Johnson.
Yeah.
Is still working on some quotes. If you read underneath that. For the two boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
That next paragraph. But this. Consortium. A level is funded program, but has a minimum of at least 50 enrollees. Blue Cross does not. Require the 50 employees, so she's looking at the quote on that. And this MPEC consortium, she's also. So once she gets those two quotes, she wants to come over and present. Priority Health. Which is, if you look. At that combined, the bottom section.
Yep.
So you see, last year we were at 489, 478. This next year is gonna be 563, 623 because of that 15 point. Whatever increase. 15.15. So that 74,144 is the increase for 2023's healthcare insurance with Priority Health.
For the HSA.
74,000.
Correct, for the HSA. And then over to the right, the HRA, you're gonna have a $7,974 increase. For over $80,000 increase in health insurance.
Well, it's changed to 2019.
Which was calculated by Trina and input into the big budget packet that you have already for all departments based on what they are right now.
Oh, you already did.
You cranked in that 15.15 or whatever.
Trina did, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, then we can use that for our base anyway.
So what options, if it stays like this, do we have any options?
Well, she's gonna bring those other two quotes. She
Yeah, but
doesn't
let's
have,
say the quotes are all the same, or not better than this. What are our options with this? Do we have
you
any
wouldn't
options?
have to say, okay, yeah, you, whatever options you select. We're gonna keep giving the free health insurance, or they're gonna have the HRA, or we're gonna have a percentage that they pay, that the employees pay.
Are you gonna do a hard cap?
Are you gonna do the hard cap? And the
Hard cap.
consensus that I'm hearing throughout the building is that if we are gonna have to start paying, if that were an option that you guys select. That they would like, if they're gonna have to pay towards their health insurance, they would like to pay for better health insurance. Those are all your options.
She also calculated in the rates that it would be if you remain to contribute to the HSA at 1,000 and 2,000 for singles and families. So that's already calculated into the cost, just like it was last year.
Okay, well, until we,
So right now, it's the 15.15 because that's the only quote we have that what's calculated in there as a worst case scenario.
Right.
you get best case scenario from maybe 2 other providers, or what determined off of what your decisions are towards the health insurance, but that's what's in the budget for right now.
Well, all employees are paying 15% right now, right?
Now,
Now, if you have.
HSA,
No, if you have HSA.
Which 40 of the employees have HSA and 5 have the straight plan.
Right.
But they have to pay for the deductible up front. So
Down towards the bottom of the that page. The blue boxes on the left, medical, HSA, and then combined. Down the fourth, the next box down, it says percent of change 15.35.
that's a combined increase with the
Oh, that's
straight plan
combined.
and the HSA combined.
Thank you. Okay.
Last year, it was 10.6% increase total, what we ended up with. This year, it's 15.35.
How soon does she want to come present these other numbers?
I can email and ask if she's gotten anything yet, but we just received this late the week before.
Is it prudent to try to come up with any other situation before we hear the other numbers? I don't think so, right?
I think we have a 15.3% increase overall on everything that we got, we have in the information that's in there. If you're anticipating going with a different company, it's gonna be within that wheelhouse. I mean, we just gotta get somewhere, we gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
What's
You're right.
making these,
When you hard can present,
From a budget standpoint, you're right. Please.
Trina can explain that better, but the hard cap, you go back to the very first page of the email.
you know,
So
Yeah.
far, you guys have always opted out,
right,
which is on the right-hand side, and Trina, go ahead and explain the hard cap on the left-hand side.
I don't fully understand it, honestly. I mean, if you look down here in the 15% cost. They've got like the 15% of the employee and then the hard cap in parentheses there. But what I was thinking was that that would be the total cost that the employer pays on the healthcare plan for that specific.
Yeah.
Single, double or family, but I'm not positive on how to explain it
and the reason I asked. is
because
that-
we've never opted.
Well, the reason I asked, and we've talked about hard cap ever since I got out there.
Yeah,
And in today in the district health meeting, of course, they're coming up with it, and they've been hard capped for a few years. With their health
That's
insurance.
basically employee
Yeah.
pays 20%.
and they can't pay any more than
Yeah,
a certain percentage.
Yeah.
Correct.
but, you know, I think there's a lot of people going to the hard cap. You know,
And right, so that 15% would be your. It's gotta be based off of the monthly, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
monthly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so based off of those monthly, what you would pay and then. Max towards it and
I have a packet on it if I can. get it
Well, I
more
think if she
clearly.
comes, explains, I mean, this gives us budgetary numbers. but-
Yeah, for the
And we
purpose
can
of the
request
budget meeting today,
Yeah.
we have numbers for that, not good.
Right,
numbers. We have-
right, but I'm just saying, sure, explain it. but
Mhm.
I
And
think
we could
I
have
think
her
there's
bring
surely
those
coming a
numbers.
time that this hard cap is something.
No matter what we do, it's gonna be less than. You know what I mean? For here on out, so we stick with 15.35 or whatever it was. Let's leave it at that. Okay,
Before you close the meeting, can I ask that you go back to the other jobs and the other non-union,
Yeah.
as a budget analyst? Been at 15 and we're not under a contract, you're assigning that, but it is a paid
so,
position
okay.
for, it's not a contracted position, but it is an assigned position.
Who?
That would be the budget analyst.
Yeah, it's 9,000, 6,000 currently.
Well, it's 15,000 total.
15,000.
Oh, sure. I don't.
And the other one, with
Yep.
the similar situation,
soccer
got a
coaches,
3%
don't you? Okay.
increase. We did not, there was not an increase last year. I would just ask that you would consider that.
missed an increase last year now.
Yeah.
Last year was the first year we did it.
Is that in,
In the governing body, general fund 101, 801, 001.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I thought the professional didn't read any further. I will tell you that Bill and I tossed around, we didn't end up doing anything about it, but we tossed around the fact that the board liaison position, as well as professional services, legal services, those have been at those numbers for a very, very long time.
Yep.
In excess of 10 years and very possibly in excess of 15 years. And we looked at raising, for instance, the board liaison, we looked at raising that to 8,000, which would then be divided 4 and 4, rather than the 3,500 that it is right now. 101, 724. Just offer that as something that we looked at.
Wait. Is it only-
We don't have to do anything about it now. We don't have to do anything about it at all.
Well, I mean, we're here right now trying to get a budget established. I mean, if we're gonna do something, let's do it now. So we got it in here. We're not trying to redo it again in 2 months.
You're looking for, oh, there it is, 803, Tom's salary. It's not a salary, Tom's services.
Eight oh three is Tom.
If we were to increase the other ones by 500, it seems reasonable that we might increase Tom's by at least 500.
500 is about.
So kick his up to 11,500.
Yep, or more. Some of you are fully aware how much time he spends on behalf of the board. I'm not aware of all of it because I know he spends time with some of you on different issues, different items, different items that we will give you on whatever it may be. But certainly does provide us with a great deal of.
How was it? How about 9,000 for board liaison? 12,000 for Tom's. And then line 801,001 budget analyst. Let's add let's go. Let's go 17 on that one. Which would break down to do it the way it is right now. I don't know if to break that down later, but
That's over 10%.
I'd like to see you go to 13 on special professional services. I mean, if we're going,
so 13 for Tom,
yeah. If we're going to go up and
I'm not against that.
that amount,
2, 2, and 2.
Well, we go
Yeah, it's 2, 2, and 2.
2, 2, and 2, okay.
that works for me. 1/5, it works for.
I'll make a motion for those 3 line items. Give me your amount, or you got 'em,
I got
101, 724.
to be increased by 2,000 each. That's my motion. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Further? Hearing none. Roll call.
Brumman,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else we need to discuss today? All right, then we adjourned until a week from Wednesday.
Finance meeting? Oh, no, we got Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday though.
My bad.
Did you mute it?
Thanks for the ruler.
I don't hear it. Have yourself.
What?
Don't say anything, incriminating.
Nothing yet.